All right, what's going on? How's it going? Good morning, everybody. Today is going to be an interesting day out there on the market. Definitely looking interesting. Well, a couple of days that we did gap up and kind of have melted back down. I don't really trust this buy up as much. Things are still looking pretty bearish to me. So I think this gap up can be a boon in disguise. Although I think today in the market, we're just probably going to wait till what happens, wait and see what happens on Thursday with the inflation data coming out. So might be another boring day, just a lousy day. I don't really have anything super exciting chart-wise going on right now. I like these gap ups a lot. Tesla's looking really good. It's gapping right around the 10 EMA, so that's kind of interesting. We'll keep an eye on this, and you know what? I'm gonna create a new watch list right now. While I have you guys on the we will do a new list. All right, and we'll add Tesla to it. And as we go along, if we find something interesting that's gapping up and doing fantastic, then we will kind of keep an eye on it. All right, let's go look at the usual suspects. Apple is another one. Whoa, what happened to Apple? So everything in general is kind of gapping up. What I want to actually do is, so this is how I start my day, guys. In general, I like to go to SPY and the Qs and kind of assess what's going to happen overall in the market before I make up individual tickers in my watch list. So we're going to keep an eye on Apple as well. Everything kind of just looks the same exact way. So let's go look at SPY and see what they're doing. SPY is gapping up a tiny, well, not tiny a little bit, but it's gapping up quite a bit. I still think this feels like a dead cat bounce versus the bulls coming back to buy the dip. I mean, imagine if you had bought on any of these days. What is the first thing you're going to do when you look at the market today and you're saying, okay, well, you know, I'm not that much into a loss. I'm just going to kind of assume this loss and call it a day, especially when the chart looks like this. I want you to keep a close eye on this candle, and I want to show you a really fun chart pattern. So anytime you have a big green candle with ginormous volume, above average volume, and you take that out, that creates a pretty healthy sell-off afterwards. So here's a good example. I found another example yesterday, which was perfect, is Netflix. So I set up a trade on it yesterday. All right. So here's our Netflix. This is what SPY could potentially do. Everybody remembers that one day that I had SPY pulled up, all the tickers did the exact same thing. They all did big volume, big candle. Although this volume on Netflix wasn't really that big, but still, it did this price fluctuation pretty big, pretty heavy. And then yesterday, when we were kind of gapping down on Netflix, I set up a bear trade, and I just by looking at it, you know, we're going down on this guy. So I set up a bear trade. I unfortunately missed it by a couple of pennies, which sucks. But anyway, went right to the target, didn't hit the stop, could have worked really well. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what could potentially happen if we do take out SPYs. Let me turn off this volume point of control stuff. Okay. If we do take out this big green candle on SPY, that day, my friends, you want to go short. If we open with a gap down, below this candle. So anyway, right now we're looking like we're kind of bouncing a little bit. Maybe the 10 EMA could come into resistance. I wouldn't mind if today was a small green candle, something like this today, maybe, where we take out the 10 EMA and we do something a little bit. We need to give bears a break too. We need all of these tickers to kind of adjust their RSI. And then maybe look for a rollover. A lot of things out there on the market, guys, look kind of bearish. So I don't think that SPY and the Qs are going to do anything miraculous. Today might just be one of those inside days, or we might have a little bit of a bullish day. Or we could have an afternoon rollover and a big sell-off in the afternoon. Well, by big, I mean just whatever profits we've made, we kind of might come back and pull down. Okay, so let's get a look at the Qs real quick. And the Qs in general are much more weaker. Obviously, we're much more closer to this candle on the Qs than the SPY. We're gapping up above this candle. If we open higher than this candle, it would be a gap and go. For those of you that don't know what a gap and go is, it is when we gap up above a red candle. That means there's been a lot of selling going on, and then we open above that red candle. And so then what happens to all the short sellers? I mean, imagine all of these short sellers out there. What happens when we open over here? They're going to say, oh, darn it, no, we're not going any lower. We're probably going to go higher. So that's what gap and goes do. They typically go take off right at open, and then there's no chance of pullback. Versus a retest gap, it's when a green candle, if this was a green candle and it was gapping up, we would undoubtedly see some selling, come back, fill that gap, and then go higher. If anybody doesn't understand or isn't really clear about gap and goes or retest gaps, these are my favorite. Gap and goes are my favorite patterns to trade. And if you're unclear about it, that's fine. It took me a long time to understand it too. So it's not anything that you should be like, oh my God, I'm worried and I don't understand this. There's lots of material that you can work upon and you can read and you can back trade. And absolutely reach out to me anywhere on social media and I will go over it with you guys, or maybe even do a video and kind of help you out with it. So this would, if we open above this candle, it would be a gap and go. The only thing I don't like is the 10 EMA in its way. So we'll just kind of see. Let's look at it on the lower time frames, like the hourly, and see what we can do. Okay. So on the Qs, we have this gap up top. So this guy right up over here and this guy right up over here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of these fibs. They're from a previous session. So what we're going to do is watch out for this area as a potential resistance. I mean, the trend seriously is still bearish. I mean, look at this. So I still feel like we haven't really changed anything until we take this guy out. When I say the trend is bearish, I want you to think of it like this. We're still kind of going down, rolling down the hill. Now, if we did this and then that, then I would be a believer that the trend is changing. For that, we need to take this guy out, this level out. And until we do, I am not a true believer in the Qs as a bullish trend. So guys, what happens when you trade against the trend? Everybody that's over here, that's somewhat profitable if the price pulls up with this gap up, or everybody that's over here that's saying, oh my God, here's my chance to get out for break even, I'll come back in again, they're going to get out. And then that's going to push the price down a little bit more. So that's why trading against the trend really rarely works. For a long-term trend, that might be something completely different. For example, PayPal and Square, if you want to kind of collect and start adding to your portfolio, or pins. Pins has been, or pins, I don't know what's going on with it. It's been beat down quite a bit. So for a long-term investment, this is something completely different. But for a day trade aspect, I still think that the trend is bearish. And so I mean, even for a long-term perspective, I think trend is bearish. But for day trades, I'm not a true buyer until this level has been taken out. That's just my personal opinion. We'll look at it on the 15-minute chart. Yep, the 15-minute looks kind of okay. Looks like we're kind of breaking out of this trend line and going higher. And right now, we're probably just hovering around this range. We'll come back and assess this. Let's add this to day trades over here and see what the Qs are doing later on. Okay, let's add SPY to it as well. All right. Another fun thing I loved was Amazon yesterday. They looked pretty interesting on the daily. Okay. Here's our boy Amazon, already below this candle. Now, guys, if this turns into a gap and go, think of all the bears that are trapped over here. I'm not saying, hey, we're extremely bullish and we're going to go higher immediately. No, that's not the idea. But I think we could certainly go up and retest this 10 EMA on the daily for sure. There is some level of support right down here where it's at right now. Pre-market, it's over here, so we could certainly see a move up. Amazon, if you're playing options or if the stock is too expensive, you can do credit spreads. And if somebody has a question about credit spreads, this is an advanced topic. So if you are not experienced or do not know what credit spreads are, we can certainly go over it a little bit later, but it's a topic that can't be done. I mean, I can't explain it to you probably in 2 hours either. It's gonna take quite a bit of time. So if Amazon sets up, I will keep an eye on this guy as well. I do love this doji candle right at support right now. So something like this could certainly play out. So where I could do a limit buy over here, so, and then a stop somewhere over here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is put fibs on yesterday's candle and achieve realistic targets. So when I'm doing fibs and trying to kind of determine the entry, I love that we're kind of at the 618 level and that we would open above the 618 level on the fibs right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I love that our entry 618 level tends to be a pretty good level of rejection. As you can see, yesterday it got rejected right over here. So it tends to be a pretty good level of rejection. The bears really set up their limits out there. So if we can take this level out and go higher, I want to take my targets. If you can be patient in it and wait till the 10 EMA, hats off to you and high five to you, my friends, for more profit. However, I think I would wrap it up right around the 236 range. And again, it depends. I mean, you know, it depends on where we open in about 15 minutes. Things can change drastically. We may not even set up a bull trade. We may not even take the bull trade. But here's the target. I know the risk to reward seems really off right now, but once we take off and get filled, I will move stops really quickly. So we're not really just hovering around in no man land. Let's look at it on the hourly chart and see what sets up. On the hourly chart, I like the fact that we would kind of go higher and try to fill that open gap up top over here. So there is this trend line in place. So let's find my trend line tool. Actually, we'll do something a little bit fancy that my friend Jenny showed me. Okay. All right. Guys, give me 1 second, okay? Just one second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I have the little guy home from school. He's not doing too good. Looks like a throat infection, so just have to go check on him. Have to be a mom in between being a trader, so keeping up with that. All right, so he's hanging out with us. So just in case you hear the little guy in the background, that's my son Ari. Okay, cool. So this trend line seems to be in place right now. And if we break out of this trend line, so I love our entry over here. We're typically breaking out of the entry. We're above the 618 level. So it looks pretty good to me right now. So I'm going to leave this in for now and then come back and revisit it. Let's see. We'll add Amazon to the list. And then go look at Tesla real quick as well. And then we'll come back to Netflix because it had a pretty bearish day yesterday. So I want to see if that turns into a gap and go. Now, again, remember guys, we talked about retest gaps and gap and go. If this candle on Tesla were to gap up, it would be a retest gap, because it is a green candle gapping up. And if it was a red one, then it would be a gapping up. So just want you to keep that in mind. Now, typically retest gaps tend to come back and retest the previous day's high and then go up higher. So something like this. Let's say it opens up over here and then the price comes back and then goes higher. So just want you to keep that in mind. I love it when I can see things visually. I can kind of see things in motion. Sometimes tickers can be hard to especially if you haven't back traded the whole gap theory. It can be a little bit tricky. It can be a little bit hard to understand. Okay, cool. So Tesla looks like a good gap up too. I heard a little bit news at open. Earlier in the morning. I'm not too sure about what's going on, but I know that the news channels were talking about Elon Musk. So I don't know what's going on. I like that 15 minutes were kind of gapping up above the previous pivot. So maybe we kind of go higher from here. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me right now, and we're kind of gapping up from here. So maybe we can kind of look to go higher from here. Let's look at it on the hourly chart. Yep, the hourly is also looking good. So just like Amazon, it's breaking out of this trend line currently. And we have these gaps open. So right around 880 could be a good target. I would not be over ambitious with my targets on anything bullish today, or in general, really. I am super concerned about how the longer term charts are looking. And so this might just be an RSI adjustment. So for example, when we dipped that low, this might have been the big hammer candle the big Marubozu candle that everybody talks about. But when we dipped that low, things have to kind of come back to normal. So this is what happens. We didn't dip that low technically, but things have to kind of sort of come back to normal. Now, again, this doesn't change the fact that we're still going down. We're still rolling down the hill, but we have to kind of climb up a little bit more so we can roll down a little bit more. That's just it. So I'm not expecting Tesla to go to the moon or do a $100 day, but we could certainly catch a couple of points from here to up above. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll assess it as we go. Let's go look at AMD real quick. AMD had an outside bar yesterday. Okay, so AMD, massive level of support. If you bought a call yesterday, high five to you, my friends. I'm really proud of you because it looks scary to buy a call here. I did not, by the way, so I'm not in it. I don't have a call on AMD, but this is a wonderful level of support, and it bounced right off of here. Now the 10 EMA is kind of in the way, so we'll have to see how it interacts with the 10 EMA. If it's something like this, where it takes it out immediately, then I'm a believer in AMD. But if it's something where we get rejected and then maybe look to roll down, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I like this outside bar, and I would want to see something like just like Amazon. So unlike Amazon, AMD is much more affordable, and we can really trade it to the bare basics. Hold on, let's put fibs on it and see what a good level of entry would be on it. So here's AMD on yesterday's candle. I would say maybe a pullback around 107.63, and then maybe that might be a good level of entry bullish. We would have to really just keep an eye out on it. And then here is a 786. Oops, sorry guys. Here's a stop for it, or you could have the stop all the way below. Either one could work. And then we would have a target somewhere over here, but we would just have to see. We'll keep an eye out on it. Let's see. Let's keep this guy in the list and see where we go from there. Okay. Now, because we're looking at AMD, we got to look at NVIDIA as well. But I do want to see Netflix real quick. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, Netflix is also gapping up, but it's into resistance with this hammer candle. So I'm not extremely bullish on this guy, although it could work if you wanted to kind of ride it up to the 10 EMA and then see where we go from there. But I don't. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. A lot of these things are setting up for good trades only if they play out. Only is the keyword. So sometimes you just have to kind of take it as it goes at open and see where we go from there. I like to watch futures at open. I think they move a lot more interestingly rather than SPY. So here's my ES ticker, and let's see if we can come up with anything. So on ES, this is the same exact thing as SPY, by the way, but you know how you don't see after hours activity? This is a futures chart, so you can see after hours activity here. If anyone has any tickers that they'd like me to look at, I would love to look at it and see how I would set up day trades. Also, when there is a lag of about a minute. So when I take trades or when I set it up, I will type it in the chat pane on YouTube to see if you guys wanted to take those trade similarly. I'm just going to share my trades with you and see where we go from there. Kristen says, hello, good morning. Hello, Kristen. I'm so sorry. I haven't looked at any of the messages earlier, but yeah, take your profits and run if you try bullish. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's my thoughts. Yeah, I'm not trying anything super ambitious. I'm really just worried about the fact that we're not going to do anything massive at open. So I'm just going to, or we might just do one move up where we just go boop, and then that's it. And then the rest, we're just going to have to figure out how to trade all day. So, yeah, that's why I haven't really set up any super bullish trades just yet. I want to see what we do at open. These are good. You know, these are good gap and goes. If we can take out the 10 EMA though, there is lots of resistance. There is lots of uncertainty. Plus, it's not like, oh, the war, you know, the war's over or anything else. There's just so many news headlines that can really just come into play. So you just, I mean, if the trend's bearish, might as well trade with the trend. So that's just how I'm planning on trading. Let's see what happens at open and what we do from there. I'm going to keep an eye out on the 3-minute chart and see what we do from there. Because we have Kristen, Keith, I'm gonna pull up point of controls and see if we can get any ideas of where realistic targets should be and if they line up with fibs. This might be the next one, but we'll see how that goes. Let me turn it off for now. It's just, to me, it's slightly distracting, but we'll see. Are you guys looking at anything specific? Yes, looks like it's not really doing anything magical. All right. This is a 3-minute chart, and so I don't want it to, you know, I don't want it to just kind of go down and fill the gap and then bounce, because then the afternoon would be bullish. I actually just want it to go up a little bit and then come down. So that's just hopes. But again, I can want all the things in the world and I don't have to have them. So the hope is to go bullish in the morning, just kind of go up and then maybe come down a little bit more. We do have a good level of support at 410 on the daily. That's where the big green candle is. So we'll see where we end up today. I don't think we're going to 410 today, but we'll see. Let's go look at Tesla. Okay, Tesla 15 minutes. What I'm gonna do is put fibs on yesterday's candle real quick and just kind of get realistic targets and see where we should, or how much of a retracement we should get. It's at the 10 EMA, but because it is today, so on a normal day, maybe 6 months ago, I would have bought 6 calls over here, even though I could only afford 2. With my R. What I mean to say is I would have gone all in with a lot of money on Tesla touching the 10 EMA. But right now it's that was meant as a joke, guys. I don't ever recommend anybody go all in with all your money ever, even if it's looking great. However, right now, because it's tricky, turmoil, bearish market, I don't believe a bounce. So I want to kind of be careful and pick good entries, good levels of entries. If we are going higher, if the market is truly bullish, usually, in my opinion, things tend to bounce off of the 236 level. It normally comes back and retest this level and then goes higher. It is an inside candle currently, so unless we take out yesterday's high, I don't really want to be a buyer here. Or if we come back and retest 834, then I want to. Then I'll look at it and see if something's setting up. So I'm going to set an alert at 834. Looks like we might get it right away. Okay, we'll come back and take a look at it. Let's see what the Qs are doing. Dumping. God, no, go higher. Let's see what Amazon did. Woohoo. Okay, so here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I mentioned how the 618 tends to be a good level of resistance. Now that it's doing this number, I'm not interested in it. Not until it makes a decision. It shouldn't have gone out of the 786 range. This is a daily chart, by the way, guys, so that's why it looks a little bit skewed. So let's look at it on the 15-minute and see what that looks like. Now, to me, it looks like it's trying to go fill that gap down, then maybe come back up. But I really don't care. I really wanted to just kind of take out this 618 level, take out this pivot, and then go higher. So that's where I'm going to keep an eye out for it. This is not interesting anymore. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to set an alert and see if we can get it there. I see some seasoned traders in here. For my seasoned traders, guys, how bearish is this Amazon chart? Oh my God, it's looking pretty nasty out there with this candle. If we take out this candle, I mean, I'm sure we will have some green days, but it's just not looking peachy anywhere. AMD is approaching our 236 region, but the rest of the market is pooping its pants. So I don't know if I want to be bullish in AMD just yet. Let's see, if this candle closes red, we will leave the entry as is. We'll move the entry up here. We still have 20 more seconds. We'll move the entry up here, and then we'll come to some realistic targets using fibs. We'll have to assess. I don't like the fact that, I don't know if any of you guys play opening range breakouts, but I don't like the fact that this was an indecision candle, and then we went lower than that. So maybe AMD could also come down and fill the gap and then maybe bounce higher. We'll see. Let's go to the daily. We'll leave the entry as is. I'm going to flip this on the daily. Here's how you can really determine how high things can go. So the same exact thing, but you flip it around and it tells you where the 1618 level is. 115 is where it is. I don't think we're going to go there today. We could. Again, AMD has been putting huge days in. So if we do go in the bullish direction, we could. But the rest of the market has to go with it. So I wouldn't have an ambitious target like that one. I would kind of call it quits around the 10 EMA, or maybe see how it behaves and then just kind of follow along, or find a point of control that's been untouched for a while. But yeah, but I wouldn't really have very ambitious targets on it. Okay, let's go look at it on the 3-minute chart and see where we go from there. We could set this up, guys. What do you guys think? Let's look at it on the 15 real quick. Yeah, see, this I like a lot more than Amazon because it took out this pivot, and then now it's looking to go higher. So I still want to give it a little bit more time, guys. I don't want to take an ambitious trade just because I want to be in a trade. I want to give it a little bit more time. I don't buy this just yet. Let's go look at SPY and see what that's doing on the 15-minute. Here's 3 minutes on SPY. What kind of extended, let me see, extended trading hours. Let me turn on that. Okay. Let's see where we go from there. Awesome. Maybe we'll trade above here. I like this hammer coming in, but I just don't want to be trapped. You know, how many times have you gotten into a bull trade? It did that, and then it did this, and then it went lower because you went higher because of this candle. So I don't want to get trapped and just take silly trades. All right. Let's go look at Amazon real quick. Let's see what it's doing on Amazon too. Yeah, I still stand by this entry. I have an alert here. If we go there and we kind of S-curve back down, I'm looking to get into this trade for sure. Amazon's looking good. AMD is, yeah, see, I'm so glad we didn't get into AMD. AMD is actually setting up a bearish trade right now. So if you guys want to go bearish on AMD, that could work. And then 50% retracement level could be a good target, especially if the market kind of poops its pants soon. That would be nice. It's funny how this says bullish and now I have to flip it to bearish. Okay. We could try this and see how that plays out. And then our stop would have to go somewhere over here. I would want to leave it around the 10, close to the 10 EMA on the daily, and see what we can do. And then the target would have to be about 105. That seems like a good plausible target. And if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. That's fine. I don't think bullish is the way to go in general. So I think this would be a good target. Sorry, that got switched to target. Stop. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna go set this up. I like this a lot, guys. So I'm gonna set this up on my program quick. Okay, I think I got a really good entry. I just got filled over here at 108, so I'm still good with this. Um, I like this a lot. We'll see where we go from there. Okay, all right. Let's see. As we go down a little bit more, or as it starts to work, I will start to adjust this trade a little bit more, move stops and kind of get along the way. AMD can be tricky sometimes at open. AMD is also a Tesla, sister Tesla kind of trade. It just wicks you in and out and then goes the other way, or like goes to your target, just stops you out by like pennies and then goes to your target. When you get stopped out on Tesla, it is frustrating because this is an expensive stock. And if you, especially if you get stopped out by pennies, I want to show you guys a trade that I took yesterday. Oh my God, this was a nightmare of a trade yesterday. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart. So I was in a trade somewhere over here on the 3-minute. I was trading the 3-minute chart. I wasn't trading the 15, but I was somewhere over here. I got in bearish because the point of control was kind of shifting and I was assessing where we go from there. And so I got in bearish at 844 and my target was the previous point of control, which was at 822. So as you can see, it went to 823 here and made me sit through this entire mess until towards the end of the day, it came back down. This is a nightmare. I mean, oh, it's so frustrating. To my surprise, I was brave enough to hold it through all the way through and got out at 822, which was nice. So that was my story on Tesla yesterday. It's just, it's a tricky ticker. Let's keep an eye out on AMD, see what we're doing. Okay. Here's our 15-minute. A retest of the 15-minute 10 EMA is very likely, and so that's okay. We'll just watch it and see where it goes from there. I do think that we can pull back down and fill this gap. Unless we're bouncing right off of this gap, then it might be a little bit different, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Might adjust the stop to yesterday's high in a little bit if it doesn't work. Let's go look at Netflix. Netflix is looking peachy. This guy looks good for a bull trade, oddly. But so I like to trade unless it's like a gap and go or a decisive directional candle at open. I want to wait till the first S curve has happened. So I wanted to pick a side, either go higher than the opening candle or lower, and then kind of pick a side. I don't want to take a trade just based on emotions or thoughts or whatever, judgments. Or if somebody says so, or if you've heard on Twitter or read something on Twitter. I want to kind of wait for confirmation. That's what I mean. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of time and see if we pick a side. I'm gonna go check on YouTube for comments real quick. See if you guys have any comments for me. All right. God's Master says, what's the order type for this trade? You mean for AMD? Hi, Azam says, hi, Miloni, I'm in with your AMD trade. Yay, I am so excited. I can't wait. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to God's Master. What's the order type for this trade? So for AMD, let's go back and look at it real quick, and I can show you. All right, so AMD was somewhere over here, and we wanted to get in below. So then it would be a stop limit entry. If AMD was lower and we wanted to kind of get filled a little bit higher, then we would just put a sell order. That's it. So you would put a sell order with a stop. That's it. But if AMD was a little bit higher and we wanted to place our entry a little bit lower, then that would be a stop limit. Let me know if I answered your question, God's Master. And if you are unfamiliar with shorts, I can go over that. Type in a 1 if you want me to explain to you what a short is. Again, I'm not sure if I understood your question correctly. So if I didn't and completely misanswered it, just let me know. Yeah, whoever's in with me, this trade seems to be working. This is awesome. Great. Okay, so now that we're at this good spot, I'm going to move stops a little bit lower to maybe 110.09, just to be safe, in case AMD just decides to bounce off of here and skyrocket high, or some news comes out. I do think that we will obviously retest a little bit and then go lower. So let's look at it on the 3-minute chart. Yep, 3-minute looks phenomenal. The fact that we didn't go higher, I'm surprised. So I like this bearish S-curve a lot. This might be a wave 3, and then we go a little bit higher and then come hit our target. That's the plan on it so far. If you want to, you can place a partial for AMD at 106.19 if you feel uncomfortable with being in a trade too long. I'm okay with just where our target is for now. So I'll leave it at that. But if things were to change, then we'll see. Okay, let me catch up on the comments. Okay, all right. So you said perfect, understood. What would have your target been for AMD? I took my 15% profit. So let me tell you something. So I am exactly like you, my friend. I do not understand being patient with targets. So a lot of people are just like, move your stop to break even. Why not? Or, just move your stop along the way. It took me a very long time to understand that things kind of S-curve. Things move in ebbs and flows. They don't always have. So I don't know if you've ever looked at a chart that just went this way. No, they don't. They move in little waves and curves. And so what happens if AMD just goes right down here now? Then you're going to sit there and you're going to wonder, oh my God, I got out too early and now I want to get back in. FOMO kicks in, right? This happens to me all the times. I swear to God, I take all at my target. So I'm not one of those people that just trail stops. I take all at my target. But if you, I highly advise you to go back trade some of the tickers from 2 weeks ago, when we were really, really bearish, when we'd have like a 2-3% down day on the SPY and the Qs. Things can really move. For example, which Kroger, or which one did Berkshire Hathaway? Warren Buffett, he just bought something, QS, I want to say, but he bought something and that stuff skyrocketed. I mean, think of the potential now. right? Why exit at 15% when you can make 2 R's? So about, about 200, about double your investment, about 100% on your investment. That's what I mean. Okay, I have an alert go off on Tesla, so let's look at that real quick. Whoa, what happened here? Guess everything's dumping. Cool. Okay, so Tesla, one thing for sure we know, it's going to go fill that gap. The question is this a good risk to reward situation for us just yet? On the wave count wise, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're doing A, B, C. We could do that. Sure. Yeah, I think this looks good for a bear trade as well. Let's see if we can set up a good, let me see where the point of control is for Tesla real quick. All right, a little bit too high. I don't know if we'll get our fill there. We could try a 10 EMA strategy on Tesla right over here. So maybe somewhere around 840. The problem with Tesla, guys, the stops have to be so wide and it's a little bit, I don't know, it's just a little bit scary that way. Okay, we're gonna try to do this and see if we can get filled at 838, the 10 EMA. So this would just be a sell limit. This would not be a stop limit. Okay. And then we would do a target, maybe a partial around 824. That's where it seemed to bounce off yesterday too. So let's do a partial around 824, maybe take 50% off over there. If we can get filled, we might have to, I don't know, we might have to see what we come up with over there. I like this guy a lot too. So like we were talking about earlier, this is now bear S-curving. We're hoping to get filled on the way up, and then maybe we roll back down, and that's fine if we do. Oops, I don't know what I did. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, it's so good. It's good to see you, Taskia. Oh my God. I didn't know if you were just somebody from the social media that came on. So I just wanted to, hey, Taskia, big shout out to Taskia. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I suck at it. I absolutely suck at taking profits or trailing stops right away. I really just want to take it all at target. Like I'm not one of those patient ones. My friend Ria is an amazing trader. She is so patient, does so well with her trades, and really makes 4 to 5 Rs. It's insane. So yeah. I'm not one of those people. I promise you, if Tesla gets to 824, and then even though I know that it can go to 800, I will still take all at 824. I just don't want to be in this trade after that. So it's not that I don't want to be in this. Hey, this works out really well. It was yesterday's point of control. So okay, cool. It's not that I don't want to be in this trade afterwards. It's just that it's not worth my while to sit through a retracement and see where we go theoretically. So I just want to take all at my target and then call it a day. You've made your money, you get out. That's it. Okay, it looks like we're getting a fill. Not yet. I'm not filled yet. I don't know if anybody else is filled. Let me know if you guys are filled. Still no fill for me. I might do this with puts if I don't get a fill on this. Okay, my phone just buzzed. I have to put in my orders on my phone. It's odd, and so I did get a fill with my puts over here, so we'll see if this works out. AMD looks like it's not working really well. Let's go look at it real quick. You might have been right, T. I should have taken it earlier with you. Yeah, if we take this guy out, then we're not gonna go lower. Might have to adjust stops real quick. So we'll move the stops. I'll move the stops to like, but the problem is, where do you move the stops? Our stop is already in a good place. I don't wanna move it too far down and then get wicked out and then go lower. I mean, unless it makes a new high, it's really, I don't know. So we'll leave the stops at it as it is and see where we go from there. The thing with gaps down, gap open on the bottom is that it will always act as support. So this kind of makes me a little bit, I don't know, a little bit uncomfortable when we have a gap down at open. Well, when we have an open gap on the bottom, that's what I mean. Okay, let's go see if Tesla is going to do the same exact thing. If so, I don't want to be in this for too long. I'm going to give this guy a little bit of time and see if anything else is coming in. If the point of control shifts, then I will look to move stops drastically, maybe around 8:45, because I don't want to be in two losing trades at once. I don't want to be losing 2 Rs. So I'll just give it a little bit of time and see what we do here. Okay. Oh, AMD, you little nothing burger. Okay. Oh, okay. T's and Tesla with puts too. Yay! Cool. That's awesome. I'm excited. I hope it works out for all of us. And you got to tell me if you're taking all. Okay. Well, if you're exiting the trade, you got to tell me, so we can all be profitable together. Okay. So if we take this low out on Tesla, clearly we're golden. The point is, should we? Will we? I don't know. I really don't know. I think this level, so I've been watching a lot of point of control things and just Tracy's videos and just understanding how this stuff works. So now the point of control shifted down here. And now I'm concerned because there's more buyers interested at this price. I mean, well, buyers kind of pull the price down. They weren't interested in buying it up here when the point of control was over here. So now that the price has moved down, there might be a little bit more buying coming in. So I just want to be careful and not be in this too long if I don't have to. Let's see what the 5-minute looks like. Okay, cool. We're kind of above yesterday's big nose thing too. So let's see. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. We're done for the day. 2 hours. I'm done. I'm not taking any more trades for the rest of the day. If it works, it works. Right now, it looks like we might get stopped out more than it working out. We'll see. These tweezer bottoms, they're gonna kill us here. These tweezer tops. We might be able to move stops to like 8:58. I mean, 8:48. but it's really not. It's saving no money, no real money. Okay, AMD at this point is just going to stop us out also and run wild. What's the SPY doing? That's why the Qs are bouncing. I'm still not a buyer here, guys. By the way, I don't believe this big. For our day trades, maybe, sure, you could day trade the Qs bullish too, but I just don't think that we're going to go do anything majestically big within the next few days. It all comes down to what we get tomorrow, what kind of numbers we get tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, on the Qs, 336 is a realistic target if you guys wanted to take it. Keith, if you're here and you want to take a trade on the NQs or the MNQs, this looks like a good realistic target if you guys want to take it. Let's see. Let's move this to AMD. Let's see if we got stopped out. No. I should have just been smart like you, Taskia, and just taken all at this gap. But I thought we would kind of come back down, gap fill, and then maybe go lower. Oh, AMD is going to stop us out. No. Okay, on Tesla, on the 5-minute chart, this could look good. I just need it to flush pretty quickly because I'm in it with puts, and I don't want to be in this trade too long if it's not going to work out. I either want it to stop me out or just flush quickly. So we'll see. Again, I want a lot of things to work out. Do they always work out? No, not really. So we'll see. We'll see what plays out. Okay. Are you guys looking at anything else? Let's go check it out. Oh, Taskia stopped out. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the overall market. I mean, we know that it was going to go a little bit higher for sure, right? It needs to adjust the RSI. It needs a move higher. So I'm not really like, I don't think we could have 6 bear days in a row with big, massive 2-3% drop. That's not healthy either, because then with one candle up, with one gap up, all the shorts would be squeezed out, and then we'd have a massive 6% up day. So I think this is good, healthy behavior where we're not like gapping up crazy. We're not doing anything crazy. We're just kind of hanging out. We're just taking it easy. Oh yeah, Tesla's gonna stop us out. Please don't. Well, stop me out. AMD, I think we might get one more pullback, and then if I can get out for like a little bit or maybe even break even, I would, but I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'll be able to get out for a break even. Watch this thing literally just go a little bit higher, stop us out, and then come back down. Really, I think that's what AMD is going to do to us. Okay. Awesome. Okay, stops are in place, all adjusted pretty well. let's go look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's been kind of weak saucy too, like really weak saucy. And it's sitting at a good level of support on the daily. So this guy right here, I had a plan on NVIDIA yesterday when I was looking at it and said, okay, well, if we go higher than here, then we're going to go higher. I don't really think that we're going to go do anything majestic. Like, I would not be a long-term buyer on NVIDIA unless we took this pivot out, but this is just extremely bearish. For a day trade, it looks good, but and also we're sitting at a good level of support, just like AMD. We're sitting at a good level of support. Maybe shorting AMD today wasn't a good idea. But yeah, NVIDIA and AMD just kind of look exactly the same. I do think that, well, I mean, if this support goes, let's go try to find out what a next level of support would be. So if this level goes, then I think the next level could be somewhere over here, and then this guy right over here on NVIDIA. I do think on AMD, 92 to 95 is in place. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not, but it could. Yeah, Tesla's just going to stop us out. And then pretty much roll down. I don't know. Couldn't, I don't know. Can't tell. I hate it when that happens. So if sometime during the day I look at Tesla and it went to my target, it would really do a number on me. It would make me so mad. I'm not really I'm no longer just yelling at my screen or emotionally trading or moving stops, but it still makes me really, really mad. I think Robert Falco and Jeremy Newsom are the only two people I've never seen scream at their screen and be super mad if they get stopped out and then it goes to target. Just cool as a cucumber. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea. Taskia says, I got into a QQQ put yesterday for March. It's heavily dying on me. No, you know what? Hold on to it. T, seriously. Okay, so let's go look at the Qs real quick. And I am going to assume that you have a mid-March expiration, or maybe when does your put expire, or maybe like end of March kind of expiration on the Qs. So even if we take the 10 EMA out and go a little bit higher than this candle, I don't think we're doing anything miraculous. Really, I really don't think we're doing anything miraculous here. As a matter of fact, I think we are going to go retest the Qs and then the 10 EMA and then maybe roll back down. So if you have some time on your puts and we end up as a green day, or if you see some strength coming in later on in the Qs, maybe convert it to a spread for now and then close out the short end and keep the put. I think you can really, like, you would benefit from owning a put. I don't like the fact that you got in yesterday because it's kind of, I don't know, you probably bought it for a lot more money than you should have today, or you could have today, not should have, could have today, or even on this day for that matter. But hey, if we get down and it made money, then you would have been 100% right. I see your logic. I see why you bought that put. I see this thing getting taken out. So yeah, no, I think even on a shorter time frame, it looks good to me. Maybe this double bottom plays out. We go a little bit higher, come back down, maybe fail the double bottom. I don't know. But if we do, the overall trend is still, I mean, it needed to adjust the R side. That's what we're doing. That's it. We're not gonna go to the moon anytime soon. And then tomorrow is CPI numbers, I think. That's when they announce, yeah. So that might play a big role in that as well. Yeah, on the hourly too, we might just go retest some of these levels and then come back down to maybe 309. I think that's a good realistic target if you have a put and if you have time and if you want to hold on to it. Mid-March, okay, yeah. So on bear days, so I have figured out a really cool strategy that I used on Goldman Sachs and I'm planning on using on McDonald's. Okay, so when the trend is established, when we know that the trend is bearish, and we have a candle, a green candle right around the 10 EMA, and then we have a bearish engulfing candle right after. So for example, like something like this is not entirely, here's a good example. Okay, so when we have a green candle around the 10 EMA and we have a bearish engulfing candle right after, like this one, this was my day to buy a put. Or even here. And I like to buy them 3 to 6 months out, but again, it's entirely up to you. You can buy them maybe a month out and it would still work. Here's another great example. So we're kind of extended to the bull side. There is no bear trend really, but we have a bearish engulfing candle right after, around the 10 EMA. I'm buying a put on this day. That's my trick. So if we go close to the 10 EMA today and tomorrow we have a bearish engulfing candle, I will buy put. Here's another great example of it. This one maybe not so much, but maybe this one on this day, I don't know. Maybe here's another good example of it too. So yeah, check it out on like so many things. It works so well. Okay, on Netflix, I mean, even if you did it over here, check the potential out. This is not entirely a bearish engulfing candle, so this wouldn't really qualify, but I mean, you can really find some good trades like that. So, and it worked really, really well for me on Goldman Sachs. Let me just go manage AM. Ooh, didn't stop me out really. I'm surprised. That's odd. Okay, so I'm still in AMD, but I got stopped out of my Tesla trade. And now, of course, we roll back down. Why not? What happened? Is there news? I'm not sure what happened. I have no idea what happened, and I don't know why the market's dumping, but anyway, it is what it is, I guess. I'm still in AMD, so we'll keep that going. The Qs are dumping. Is SPY going lower too? Yep. One big candle. I don't know what happened. This has to be news related. Let me see what happened. Nothing really. I can't find anything specific. 2 million people have now fled Ukraine. Moscow claims oil could hit 300. Follow over live updates. Okay, that's it. I can't find anything else that's causing this massive move down. You should have just had a better stop on Tesla. It looks like a trade it could work. I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see what else comes up. Maybe we can find some trades that are setting up. I don't know. Setting up a little bit better. Yeah, this is just such a news-driven market. It's hard to take any trades around it. Interesting. Well, how would we have had our stop over here? So it doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll move on and leave it alone for now. Let's look at the Qs real quick and see what they're doing. Bouncing off of the point of control. So guys, when this happens, you want to, I mean, at least in my opinion, I want to see more buyers come in over here and accepting the higher price. This is something that Robert Falco explained to me so well, that you know, when this happens, so this is exactly how Tesla looked yesterday. So when something like this happens, where there's not that many buyers at that price compared to down here. I mean, look at the volume over here. Obviously, majority of the buying happened over here. Whoa, what? Oh, never mind. I thought this was the candle, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? Okay. So when this happens, and the buying is kind of faint all throughout, that's when you know that this rally is not going to sustain itself. Again, this is a 5-minute chart, and we've got lots of day left. So I don't know how today is going to play out, but it does not, nothing about this tells me that we're going super bullish eventually, you know, within the next few days. So you want to see the point of control constantly move up and price get accepted at better prices right over here. So what I mean is, if let's say you go to a Target and you're buying, I don't know, soap, candles, you're buying candles. And a candle is at $10 and you're willingly buying it because you're like, yeah, I love it so much and it smells great and fantastic. But now there's so much demand for that candle. The candle makers are like, hey, we're going to mint money and we're going to charge people $30 for that candle. You're not going to buy a candle for $30. I would never. I mean, unless it was like a ginormous one, but I wouldn't buy a tiny little candle for $30. The price isn't getting accepted. And so then you're going to see a drop in demand. That's what this is doing. That's what this is telling me. When there is no demand over here, right here, when it's thinning out like that, I want to see a big volume come in. That's when I know that it can sustain this price. Does that mean we're going bearish? No, not really. No, we're not going to drop dead to nothingness, but it just tells me that there's less buying interest right now. This is a 1-hour chart, so clearly the hourly chart is a little bit long-term, but so this is a good example. This is a 15-minute chart. More buying came in at this price point. at 331 on Qs. That's something you want to see. So you want to see price increase. You want these nodes to come out more and more, rather than less and less and less. So that's something that I learned from Robert, that I just thought made so much sense to me. Okay, let's see. What else? What's the SPY doing? The SPY is also doing the same exact thing. I think this might have been a news line drop or something like that. And then we kind of just, we're looking to go higher. SPY has a good amount of volume. It could move its point of control. So this is a good amount of volume. That means maybe buyers were still okay paying this price, or are still okay paying this price. And then we see where we go from there. So yesterday, if you can see how the cloud just kind of thins out as we go higher. And I mean, there's no way to tell if you're going to dip over here, or if you're going to dip over here, or if you're going to dip over here, but you kind of get the idea of what I mean by, but you know, you're not attracting that many buyers. This is a good example of price getting accepted at a higher level. Although the trend is bearish, so majority of the price probably got sold off, and bears were shorting it a little bit higher than lower. So that might have been it. Guys, unfortunately, I'm gonna wrap it up today at 10:30 and take care of the little guy and see if he needs to go to the doctor's. I do have another meeting at 11, right at 11, and if I can squeeze something in. Let's look at Tesla real quick. We might be able to get a quick setup on Tesla. Well, I gotta log off in 30 minutes, so I don't know. But Tesla, I could totally see it come down to the point of control one more time, and then maybe go higher. How high, I am not sure. We would have to assess that. Maybe to 860. 860 is a good zone. That's where we sold off previously. So maybe to that. Let's look at it on the hourly chart. Okay, so on the hourly, I think 860 is looking like a good level. We could do that. Let's look at it on the 15. It looks so messy with these things on. I hate my charts looking like that. It's a perfect bear trap on Tesla today. Although we knew that it was going to come back and retest the 236 level, we should have just gone bullish over there. What did Amazon end up doing? Let's look at Amazon real quick. Now, Amazon's still weak. It's not, didn't take out the high. Still looking a little bit weak on Amazon. Okay, I won't set up any trades on Amazon just yet because it's not going with the rest of the market. This could very well be a bull trap too. So I don't know. I think today I'm just gonna, after 10:30, I'm just gonna leave it alone and see where we go from there. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up over here. If anybody has any questions, type it in the chat pane and I will address them right away. Otherwise, thank you so much for for being here and just hanging out with me. It was so much fun. Ria says, go AMD. Are you in bullish AMD? Okay. All right, no, you're still bearish. Okay, cool. Yes, please go to Target. Although we should have known better. I would move stops to 109.57 now. Or maybe, well, actually where the stop is, it's fine. I should have known better not to short AMD on the daily. It's at a massive level of support. The support is all the way down here. So it could have, I don't know, could have come down a little bit more. Our target is very plausible, seriously. I think on Tesla our stops were, but then Tesla is a beast on its own. So it's just, I'm still in this trade, by the way, so I'm not really, unless it stops me out, then it's a different story. But yeah. T says, thank you. It was so much fun trading with you. Thank you so much, guys. Today was just a blah day. I am really looking forward to futures tomorrow. If we have I just want to leave you guys with this. If we have a green candle around the 10 EMA on the SPY or the Qs today, look for a rollover tomorrow. Definite rollover. If we have another red candle or indecision candle, then, or an inside candle in the SPY or the Qs, then that might kind of make things a little bit tricky. But if we have a green candle, tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun trading bearish. So keep an eye out for that. For today, I would just recommend not getting chopped up and not taking any ambitious trades. If you must short something and if things do reverse, I like Netflix and Amazon the best to find bear plays on it. Don't mess with Tesla. It's just been acting a lot stronger than the rest of the market. I think AMD also looks really weak, and so does NVIDIA. On the daily, it could certainly go to our target. So if you must short something, then that's your chance. All right, guys. I will see you guys back again on next Wednesday. And then trade with you guys then. Hopefully it's a big bear day then. Until then, I'm going to log off and I'll see you guys around. Bye.